Hello, everybody. I'm High Grade Hits. Brian, how's it going, man?
What's up, High Grade Hits? I'm USA Patriot Cards, and we're just kicking it hard. I like that Statue of Liberty in the back. Is that,
Yeah, you like that? It's
yeah,
freedom, baby. Greatest country in the
Aquaman,
world.
Aquaman through the air? Is that what's that, or is New York City underwater?
You know what? It's not even mine. It's my girlfriend's. I don't even
Of
know what it is. That's
course
her.
it.
That's her computer. I don't know. Yeah, she's cooler than me, dude. She loves she's a big gamer. She's got a big PC set up there. I bought her a Nintendo Switch. So yeah, she's a gamer girl. She plays video games while I do my card stuff. It's like a perfect thing, and she gets it. She's like, "Oh, you spent $12,000 on cards? Cool. Like, fine, whatever." So she's a keeper.
Interesting.
She's a keeper.
Interesting. I would say so. So hey, I'm excited. You're coming to Dallas in a week.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna come flush with cash, and we're gonna make some big plays. I'm excited, and we're gonna record it too. We're gonna launch our new channel with it, which is very exciting.
We'll keep that under wraps a little bit. You guys out there that might be interested in some behind the scenes, how the big players move and
The big
shaking.
dogs. The
Hey,
big.
talk to me quickly. How did you feel about the T Law? Uh, let's say Trent Dilfer performance
It
tonight.
was very. It was Trent Dilferish for sure. I mean, the amount of underneath passes he was hitting, and the 30+ yard passes he was missing. It was quite the performance. For me, Lawrence is still a buy. Even especially if he plays well and they lose, because that hype train alone, like it happened with Herbert last year, where Herbert's price is 2x over the offseason from the anticipation of an MVP type season. And I think Lawrence has the potential to have that kind of buzz around him going into next year. And so I'm going to be looking to pick up T Law at Dallas. And because he didn't go off tonight, his prices are going to be, they're not going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Well, interesting you say that because you just sold this card right here. You want to talk about this gold optic that you just unloaded?
I got an offer I couldn't refuse on that one. I had it up on my slabs for 20 grand. No expectation that anybody was going to make an offer that would be interesting to me, because I wanted to let people know, hey, this is out here. It's a pop one. We can have that conversation. And like as soon as they started winning games, I was getting 5K offer, 6K offer, another 5K offer, and then someone offered me 7, and I thought about taking the 7, but ultimately decided after a conversation with you and my other buddy that it probably wasn't the right time to sell that card. But this guy from California came in super hard, and he made a great offer. He offered me 9,500 for it. I was in it for $8,000, and that was 3 months ago when I bought it before the season. And so the way I saw it was, I'm gonna have $9,500 to go play with. I'm taking a profit, and I can go buy some great T Law cards. And I did, like, and you'll see the bottom of the screen. I bought this Mosaic White Sparkle PSA 10. I bought a flawless auto out of 10 that's not in yet. And then I bought this Mahomes too. I bought this red, white, and blue Prism PSA 10 Mahomes, and I still have a little over 5K left from that sale to spend in Dallas this weekend. So the way I look at it, like, it was a huge W just to get that liquid that quickly.
Well, while you're specking on T Law, I'm specking on Sam Darnold. The Trevor Lawrence I saw tonight reminded me a lot of Sam Darnold. A lot of back foot throws, some throws you can't believe, some batted down passes. But both those guys have the ability to be great in any game or instance. I do believe in T Law. It's interesting that you sold that and have plans to get more, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Speaking of T Law, here's the two cards that I own. I own an optic. This is the I guess the well, it's out of 75. I don't know if this is called the red parallel, the blue red
Yeah,
parallel.
the red. Yeah, yeah.
And then I have this variation base rookie ticket auto. So and then last thing I'll say on the Jaguars is this Travis Etienne white sparkle pop 3 PSA 10. He was quiet as a mouse tonight, but Yeah, let me hit you with this. There's been a lot of talk in the hobby lately about whether or not you have a problem, whether or not you're addicted, whether or not you should be on eBay all the time, whether or not you should be in breaks, whether or not your wife needs to know about it, whether or not you have a problem. What's just your like 60-second response to all that?
I think it's completely legitimate. I think that, you know, the prospect of putting money down and then immediately getting something that's worth more money than that it's that mystery box. What's going to happen? You're playing roulette, essentially, is what you're doing when you're gambling when you're doing that. And the rule of thumb with addiction is if it's getting in the way of other aspects of your life, whether it be showing up for your wife or your kids or other aspects of your life, then you should absolutely look at that and evaluate that. It's a really hard thing to say out loud, like I'm addicted to sports cards, but I mean, there's definitely something to that. I think there is a darkness to this hobby that like isn't necessarily discussed a lot. I mean, what do you think?
Well, a lot of people want to say it's a gateway to sports gambling. I think it's the opposite. I think sports gambling is totally like crack, and I think maybe collecting cards is pot. Uh, you
Right.
know, you can get off crack and go to pot and have a functional life, and even have a quality life. And if you used to be a crackhead and now you're a pothead, life's great. When you buy a card, that card, let's a single, okay, not a
Yeah.
break. You buy a card, that card is still like basically an asset. It's you're just putting money in this thing, and then hopefully it can be turned back into money, whether it's a gain or not. It's been tougher than that lately, but it's also been great to pick up some cheap cards. One thing that I've been excited to do over the past 2 or 3 weeks is clear out a bunch of bulk.
Yeah.
Um, I found a guy that wants it, PSA nines and slabs of, basketball rookies, some Tatum, some Mitchells, but also some Hurters, some Kevin Knox. I had a huge box of Prism 2017-18 basketball raw, all in just penny sleeves. Moved that. I look around my office and I'm starting to see the floor. Um, I don't know. That's a good feeling. Have you had similar situations where you like
Yeah.
start to clear the clutter?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in an effort to raise money for Dallas, I'll price some PSA 9 stuff or some bulk stuff that I just like threw in a grading pile, got graded, it didn't come back a gem. But it's a decent card. I'm happy to like move that at 75, 80% in bulk to just to get rid of it and just to have space for like different stuff in my collection. You'll feel a lot better. You'll feel absolutely a lot better. It's de-stressing.
I want to mention this just real quickly back to the addiction part. What gets addicting is the buying of the cards, where I
Yeah.
think if you just cut out the 400, 600, $800 purchases and just maybe have an account where you say, okay, I would have bought this card, but instead I'm sending it over here. And then all of a sudden you can like make a big purchase. I think that is a way to sort of stay safer, because I think the bigger cards that you buy, especially now, the better.
Yeah.
All these little cards, these silvers, man, Luca's run that he had the last couple weeks, everybody was going and buying his silvers. They got up to the tens, got up from like 1,500 to like 2,300. That
Wow.
card, too many of those cards,
Yeah.
right? They're going to keep being sold and keep being sold and keep being sold. Once he cools off a little bit, everybody's going to lose money on that. So, but if you go buy his courtside silver and the pop is 35, but it's a $6,000 card,
Yeah.
right? Then hey, you got some staying power there, because there's not going to be a ton just hitting the market, hitting the market.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think that's like good advice even for me because sometimes when I have an extra $500, I'm like, oh, I could buy a card, and I'll go buy a Luca red, white, and blue, or I'll go buy another McLaurin short print or whatever, and it's like I think in the long haul, I would feel much better about, and what I'll end up doing usually with those cards is I'll end up selling them for like a little bit less than what I paid for, and I'm losing
Yeah.
money doing that, and so that's a good piece of advice even for me just to hear like okay, I don't necessarily need to make this purchase and like exercise a little bit of discipline and self control and save up for that bigger piece, like you said.
All right, time to show a card. Here, I want to show this. I picked this up, Trevor Lawrence Silver PSA 8. The 10s are doing over 2K. The 9s are doing like 5. I bought this PSA 8 for $40 on My Slabs, already
Yeah.
graded, and somebody pack pulled this and was stoked, right?
Yeah.
They bought the box or the pack. Hell, a pack of 2021 Prism Hobby is what, 120 bucks
A
ish?
Prism Hobby or Prism Blaster?
No, I'm talking about a pack of a
Oh, a
hobby
pack.
at a
Oh,
card store.
yeah.
120 bucks, right? Ish. They're 100 bucks at least because the box
100
is like
bucks.
1,000.
Yeah, I would. So I bought one for about 950 the other day. So yeah, there's 12 packs in it. It's like a little. It's like 90 bucks, 90 to 100 bucks.
You bought a box of hobby football Prism?
Yeah, for my birthday. I harpooned a Sam Ellinger navy camo out of 15.
You tend to harpoon Sam Ellingers, don't you? Didn't you have a blue ice?
I did have a blue ice, yeah, and I sold that. I did. I bought it for 50 and I sold it for 100 when he started. It was pretty sweet. I hit a Jamar Silver, true. That's gemmable. I mean, it's gorgeous condition. And then I hit some other color and nothing crazy. Like that was pretty much the extent of it, but that was that was pretty fun. I got it from Blowout Cards, which is like a giant retail distributor. Yep. Blowout is 30 minutes from my house.
So you can drive there?
I can drive there. So I went in there and I bought that and I bought a couple other things and I ripped it.
Wow. How does that work? Do they have they have a storefront or
Yeah, they have a storefront and they sell hobby boxes in there and they have
is it
all
essentially sorry to interrupt you. I'm just like
no.
This is so exciting. Is it a card store
Yeah,
attached?
it is a card store and they have a warehouse at a different location. They actually have a warehouse full of 2017 product, Mahomes year. And like I'm pretty sure that's how they're like making so much money. It's just like off of Mahomes. But they had it's all like and they do Christmas deals for 2017 wax, so I get it for like 500 bucks off. So I ended up buying a couple optic blasters as well of 2017 stuff. Did not hit a Mahomes. I did hit a Deshaun
What
Watson.
did those go for?
I think these were like 200 bucks.
Not bad. Take me through the opening. When was it? Did you like do it by yourself?
Dude, no, I mean, yeah, I did. I like did it by myself. I had it was that and the SP Authentic. I've been like hunting for good wax deals because I've been like enjoying that part of it. And nothing too crazy expensive, but like, less than $1,000 boxes, I'm like totally in on. And I went online, saw that they had them. I called them up and I said, "Hey, do you guys have these boxes at your storefront?" And they said yes. And so my girlfriend and I, for my birthday, we got in the car, we drove, we picked them up, came back, and just hung out on the couch while I ripped the boxes.
You ripped all that shit in one night.
Yeah, I ripped it in like one go.
That's
Go.
awesome.
Oh yeah, I've done that a ton of times. I did that with the SP Authentic the other night. That's one of my favorite things to do is to buy like a big box and just open it, or buy like 2 or 3 big boxes and rip it. I don't do it very often. I'll do it in spurts. I'll do it like 1 month I'll rip and then I'll take 3 months off and then I'll rip again. And it's just because sometimes I just like to have a good grading pile. Sometimes I just want to rip so I can have like stuff to grade. It's not the smartest thing. It's dumb. It's a huge waste of money, but I don't know. It's fun. I like doing it.
What's the biggest card you've ever pulled?
I pulled a Trevor Lawrence Panini one quad patch RPA in a break. I bought it was a PYT, pick your team on Whatnot, where you bid on you bid and then you spin a wheel to see what team you hit. And I hit the Jags and pulled the card, got a $3,500 offer on eBay. It was a $150 break, got a $3,500 offer on eBay, didn't take it. Ended up selling it on Instagram for a little over 2K.
Do you plan on buying some wax in Dallas?
No, probably not.
No?
No, I'm gonna go do some things. I ripped my wax. My wax is ripped. I hit my quota and I'm done. And I don't want to do it anymore for a while. We'll see if there's another. I look for good deals. If I see a box of cards that's a good, like a box that I want to open that's a good deal, I'll buy it. And I can afford it at the time. And it's not going to hurt me if I spend that money. So like that's my criteria for it. It's never like I'm racking up the credit card bill, baby. Like, let's get this shit out of control so, until I hit the card that gets me out of credit card debt. Like some people do. This is a terrible way to gamble. We've talked about this on video before. Like, don't do it if the expectation is you're going to get your money back, because that's not, you got to do it because you enjoy the cards and you enjoy learning about the products. Like, that's why I do it. I love pulling something and going, what is that? And then looking it up and going, oh, it's worthless, or oh, it's actually worth $10 or whatever. Like, that to me is fun.
It's way safer to go to a casino and pull a lever. And on that note, I can't wait to see you, man. It's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
we're gonna have a good time, man.
Friday.
Yep. Be in.
All right. So this time next weekend, it'll be 11:34 on trade night.
Trade night, baby.
And we're going to bring it all to you on a new channel that we're launching. We'll talk more about that.
Yep.
Wes, it was great to catch back up, and yeah, see you in less than a week.
Yeah, man. See ya. Good catching up.